to Be the Light. I'm Denise Rezsonya, your show host, and we are filming here live in the Wofford Theater in Noblesville. I'd like to welcome you to today's show, where we are going to be talking about Special Olympics. I have with me my first guest is Beth Schweigel, and she is the Central Regional Manager for Special Olympics Indiana. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. This is live TV, and you guys know that from time to time I do blunder, and so today's going to be interesting because I happen to forget my notes, so this is going to be a fun show.
Well, like I told you, we're used to winging it a lot in Special Olympics and special needs in general, so no worries.
Well, I really appreciate that. So to begin with, how long have you been with Special Olympics?
I started volunteering with Special Olympics back when my son was 8. He's now 14, so a little over 6 years ago. I volunteered up until just last August, and then I took a full-time position at the state level.
Oh, fantastic. So now, we were talking a little bit earlier. I myself had some misconceptions about Special Olympics, which I'm really excited we're doing this episode, and it'll help really explain some of that stuff. For one thing, I guess I had thought Down syndrome because that's what I had seen in advertising. However, it expands much further than that.
Yes. Special Olympics is designed for all individuals with intellectual disabilities. So Down syndrome, autism, traumatic brain injuries, cerebral palsy. There's all kinds of fetal alcohol syndrome. There's a wide variety of intellectual disabilities out there. A lot of those individuals also have physical disabilities, so we accommodate them as well. But if an individual just has a physical disability, we don't prevent them from participating. They're just not considered an athlete. They're considered a volunteer or a unified partner. And all of our county programs are run by volunteers, so we always need lots of helpers.
Okay.
And the Down syndrome thing is a big misconception by a lot of people, and it's mainly because they're a little more marketable because their disability is visible.
Right.
Whereas a lot of the other ones like autism and things like that, they have no physical features that distinguish them from everybody else. So for marketing purposes, they normally choose an individual with Down syndrome.
Right. Well, and that makes perfect sense. So I'm glad that you made that distinction for us. And can you tell us what exactly the definition of that intellectual disability means?
An intellectual disability just basically means that something did not form properly in their brain. Okay. There is something in their brain that just is not the same as everybody else's. They usually have delays in communication, cognitive thinking skills, or being able to comprehend and understand things. A lot of times social skills is a big one, especially for our individuals with autism. So those are the three main areas. And it all just goes back to their brain just doesn't function the same way as everybody else's, so those areas are a lot more of a struggle for them than the average person.
Okay. Well, and that makes sense. So that kind of brings me back to another one of the misconceptions that I personally had was when I sat down and talked about Special Olympics with our young men that'll be coming on here in a little while, I had thought Olympics, so I'm thinking it's a once-a-year event. Nothing that couldn't be further from the truth.
Right. We are 24/7 every day a year. I mean, it's all year round. Hamilton County in particular has over 20 different sports that we offer all year round.
Wow.
So there's always something going on that somebody can be involved in. Not all of our counties have that much. A lot of it kind of depends on what's available in their area. A lot of it depends on the resources that they have, the volunteers that step up to help out. So each county is a little bit different, but there is something going on every single day across the country, for that matter, with Special Olympics.
Okay. Now, Special Olympics originally started through the Kennedys, and that was back in, I think, 68? Does that sound about
68, 69, something like that, yes.
Okay.
With Eunice Kennedy Shriver.
Okay. And so can you just tell us just a little bit of a brief history on how it came to be?
Well, they actually had a sister, an older sister, who had special needs. And back then, it was a lot different than it is nowadays. We are very fortunate nowadays that awareness and things like that have brought our special needs individuals to be more part of the community and our environment. But back then that wasn't the case. And Mrs. Shriver knew in her heart that that could be the way things should be. And so she created this event at her home where it was kind of like a camp. And she invited everybody to come out and have fun, and it just kind of grew from there. that she kind of made it known that these individuals could do things just like everybody else. And once people started seeing that, then it started growing from there.
Awesome. So for people that are watching the show, if they have a child with a disability and they want to get more information, where would they go to get that information?
Here locally in Hamilton County, you can contact the Special Olympics of Hamilton County. They have a website, specialolympicshamiltoncounty.org, or there is a email address, which is sohcsports@gmail.com.
Okay.
If they're outside of Hamilton County and they're not familiar how to get a hold of their local program, they can contact our state office, and our website is soindiana.org, and we can always direct you to the right people.
Okay, great. And I think an important point to mention too is this is all available at no cost to the athletes.
Exactly. That's another big misconception, because in today's society everything costs something. You very rarely find anything for free. But it is very expensive. It's almost 10 times more expensive to raise a special needs child than an individual typical child. So we pride ourselves on not being a part of that burden. So we do not charge the families or the athletes to participate. But that doesn't mean that everything's free. It has to be paid for somehow, so all of our county programs are responsible to raise the funds through donations, sponsors, fundraisers, things like that, to cover that costs. Because sometimes we have to pay for the facilities, uniforms, equipment. They're always looking for donations and sponsorships of that kind.
Okay.
So
now, is this a benefit, the
Yes.
paper that you have here?
Yes, the Hamilton County Special Olympics program actually has an event coming up on November 22nd at the Hamilton County 4-H Fairgrounds here in Noblesville. It's from 2 to 6 that day. It is free to attend. It's a holiday bazaar. There'll be pictures with Santa, milk and cookies, all kinds of booths that you can shop for your Christmas gifts or for yourselves. There should be a whole lot of fun activities going around that everybody can enjoy. If somebody has their own business or is a vendor of some sort that would like to have a booth, that cost is very inexpensive, and they would just need to contact Special Olympics of Hamilton County to find out more about that.
And there are still booths available then?
As far as I know.
Okay.
It is a pretty big space, so I know they've got a lot available.
I happen to be an author, so
Oh,
from time
there
to time
you-
I'm looking for booths. So I'm
There you
thinking,
go. Yes, a lot of moms and females have these at-home businesses,
Yes.
so that you can multitask your kids and still make some money.
Exactly. Well, fantastic. So I want to take a moment here to thank our show sponsor, to thank Jim Wofford, the Wofford Theater, and Hamilton County Television for being our sponsor today. And we're going to take a break here in just a moment. But again, if you wouldn't mind sharing that website information where people can go to get some more information.
Sure. Locally, it's specialolympicshamiltoncounty.org. Statewide, it's soindiana.org.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your time, Beth.
Thank
I really
you for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
My pleasure.
You know, when Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage: Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event, or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. The 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters, with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
Hi, welcome back to Be the Light. I'm Denise Rezsonya, your show host, and I did want to take just a moment, since I seem to forget to say this, that yes, I am an author, and if you'd like more information on the books that I write, my website is www.denisemrezsonya.com, DENISEMREZSONYA. So, we're going to continue our discussion on Special Olympics, and we have with us now one of the athletes, Jerry Moore. Welcome to the show, Jerry.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad that you could be here with us today. So, you came right from work, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. You work over at Texas Roadhouse?
Texas Roadhouse and Fishers, yep.
Yeah. Ooh, love that place. So, how long have you been involved in Special Olympics, Jerry?
20 years.
20 years. It's a long time. And I know you love it.
Oh, yeah, I enjoy it.
Good. So, what's your favorite sport to participate in?
Technically, I like them all.
Yeah.
I'd say my most favorite sport would have to be the newest one that we have would be the triathlon, because I get to do all three sports.
Mm-hmm. And you're so humble, you didn't mention the fact that you are the only athlete in Hamilton County that does all three. That's awesome.
Yeah, I am. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great. So now I know that you have mentioned to me that you had the opportunity to do some traveling with Special Olympics. So how does that work?
Basically, you let's see here. I know you have to get picked. You got to get picked to go to wherever they're going to have it.
Mm-hmm.
It's I've only been picked to go to the not the Worlds, but the national games about three times.
Oh, is that all, Jerry?
Yeah,
Awesome.
I haven't been to the Worlds yet, but that would be pretty cool. But
is that a goal?
I don't know if it's any goal. I've been to everywhere. I've been to Terre Haute for every year, and I've been to Lincoln, Nebraska, Corpus Christi, Texas, Ames, Iowa. I've been almost everywhere.
Well, and something that's really cool is that you actually got to fly on a private jet. That's a really neat opportunity.
Yes, it is. It's some of the jets were donated to us, so we can actually fly out on something really, really smaller. We're convinced that have anything bigger. You still had the big jet, but you had these jets were pretty cool, and they were really nice to let us have them all from Westfield.
Yeah, that's really cool. I've never gotten to go on a private jet. I bet that was a really neat experience.
Yeah, it really was. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
I've never experienced anything like that before in my life, but I'm kind of glad I did.
Yeah.
I wasn't nervous at all. I knew what was going on and stuff. So
yeah, that's
great.
So now, what are some of the benefits that you have gotten out of being involved in Special Olympics?
Well, I really enjoy, all of my the running and all the sports that I do, and you get to meet new people and get to go places you probably never even been before. So it's really an honor to go to do these things in Special Olympics. So it's been a really great experience.
Yeah, that's really great. Like you said, it's opened up opportunities to you that you probably wouldn't have gotten to have otherwise, so that's really neat.
Yeah, it is. It's really pretty cool. Like I said, you have to get picked to go to some of these events because there's a lot of people that say that they really want to go, but not everyone can go because you can only get so many in a smaller plane, so that's why that's why it's so cool to go to these different places.
So how is someone chosen to go?
They just I guess they pick them out and then just they'll announce them, I guess, and let you know if you've made the cut or not, just like professional sports.
So now, because you've been involved in Special Olympics so long, you did this through school and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're involved year-round with it, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so that must keep you really busy. Yeah, that's good. That's awesome. So now, the other day when you and I were talking, you mentioned that there's different levels within Special Olympics. So you start out at kind of like a regional level, correct?
Yeah, pretty much like that, yeah.
Okay, so then from there it goes, what, to state?
Yeah, you get go to state, you go to area 8 first, and then you go to state, and then if you're good enough, you can go to nationals, and if you're real good, you go to worlds.
Yeah, that is so
I hear worlds
cool.
is nice.
I bet it is.
Yeah,
I've
never
really
been to
cool.
worlds, but I hear it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So any other thoughts about Special Olympics that you want to share with our audience or with people that might be interested in learning more about it?
Well, they got a website. I guess it's called SpecialOlympics.com.
Okay.
And it's really really interesting because they got all kinds of pages and stuff like a home page to tell you what sport when it's happening, what's going on, and what you can do to get involved in the Special Olympics. So it's been pretty cool.
Well, and that brings up a good point. Special Olympics does need a lot of help to run all of this. So if anybody watching or listening might be interested in volunteering, there are certainly volunteer opportunities available. And the website that Jerry was mentioning here for Hamilton County, if you're local, it's www.specialolympicshamiltoncounty.org. And then you can just go, if you're outside the area, to specialolympics.org and find more information on one local to your area. But I would certainly say that from meeting Jerry and our young man, Mitch, who will be on next, I can see what a difference it's made in the lives of these young men and in their families in general. And I just think that it's an absolutely wonderful opportunity. And so if you do have a child that meets this criteria, I would definitely recommend getting in touch with them and finding out more about what they have going on. And again, if you want to get involved to help, they do need volunteers. So we're going to take a break in just a moment here, but I did want to again thank our show sponsor today. We have Jim Wofford, the Wofford Theater, and Hamilton County Television, who have been kind enough to sponsor us today. And we are going to take just a quick break, and we will be right back. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, when Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage: Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event, or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. The 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters, with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
Welcome back to Be the Light. I am your show host, Denise Rezsonya, and now I have another athlete with me, and this is Mitch Bonar.
Hi guys, I'm Mitch.
Hi, Mitch. How are you today?
I am great. It's a blessing to be here. And before I start, I want to say it's a blessing to be a voice to those athletes who do not have a voice. So speaking out there is what I love doing, and I travel across Indiana and Hamilton County doing that.
Mm-hmm. And another humble athlete here. Not only does he speak all over, but he speaks to crowds of 2,000 to up of 3,000 people.
Yes.
Those are some really big crowds.
Yes, and most people ask me, do I get nervous? Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing you guys in the crowds and people in the crowds makes me smile and enjoy it even more because I speak from the heart and what I love to do.
Absolutely. I think that is so awesome. I love your passion. It gets me so excited. I think it's so great. So now, how long have you been involved with Special Olympics?
I've been involved for 7 years.
Okay.
So I started when I was in 6th grade.
Okay. And then you were part of, was it the first unified?
Yes, the first Nobles Unified track team.
Okay, and can you just kind of explain to our viewers what that means?
Unified is in partnership with the Special Olympics Indiana and IHSAA.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to, it's pretty much us athletes with intellectual disabilities running with the off-season athletes, which are football, basketball, soccer, and all those other players.
So, and the beautiful part of that being unified, you guys are all coming together
As one team,
as
yes.
one team. Yes, I love that. I think that is so awesome. And they're traveling to the events together.
Right.
And
Through
competing
bus,
together.
and on our first year, we only had 12 people. Last year, we had 35, and this year we're expecting at least 40 athletes to show up.
Wow.
So we're very excited.
Yeah.
And I really want to coach this year. So I'm going to Alps University, which is athlete leadership program,
Okay.
and I am really wanting to get my coaching done so I could be the first unified coach with an intellectual disability.
Well, and I have a feeling that that's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, I just have to work on it.
When it does, will you come back on my show again?
Absolutely.
Yay.
I'm on
Awesome.
the show whenever you need me. All right.
I really enjoy talking to you, Mitch.
All right.
You're awesome. So now, as far as your sports, what do you enjoy doing the most?
I enjoyed Unified the most because without it, my story wouldn't be out there. My life, I was bullied all the way up to 11th grade, and then we got this unified sports program started at Noblesville High School. I was the one who talked to the athletic director and talked to everybody to get it done. We got it done, and it's been a blessing since we've got it done. And seeing everybody else as happy as I was when I got it started, it was such a blessing to see it happen.
That's really great. So now, is that available other places other than just here in Noblesville?
Yes, it's available in Carmel, Fishers, and HSC. We're working on adding more teams. Some schools could sign up by going to having their athletic director email the Mr. Cox, who is the commissioner of the IHSAA,
Okay.
and they will respond to them. They just have to participate in sectionals and practice a certain amount of times.
Okay. And also, that does qualify you guys for Letterman jackets, doesn't it?
Correct. And I didn't bring mine today because it's such a hot day out there, and it's getting washed. But I love that I got myself a Letterman jacket. But what I say is, it's not always about the trophies or the Letterman jacket. It's about the relationships that I got to build with these wonderful people.
Absolutely. So how often do you go out and speak?
Sometimes it's once a week, maybe 4 times a week. When I was gone over fall break, I was gone for 2 weeks, and I only had a 2-day break period.
Wow.
So yeah, but I enjoy it.
You do enjoy it, yeah, and that's very clear that it's a passion for you.
Yes.
And from our conversation the other day, I think I got the impression that maybe this is something that you kind of want to turn into a career at some point.
Correct. I really want to continue doing what I love. Speaking in front of people, love doing what I can do best at, and sharing with others what it's like to have a life with intellectual disabilities, because some of us can't use their voice, like I said in the beginning.
Yeah.
Me and Jerry are very lucky that we're able to use our voice. I've known Beth. She was our county coordinator for a couple of years. I was very lucky to have her. Jerry has always been my football teammate, and me and him work so well together. And I enjoy talking about him, because probably if it wasn't for this one family, the last name's Madden, if it wasn't for them, I would never started Special Olympics. So my life would have been totally different.
Yeah, well, and that was something else that I wanted to talk about. We were kind of talking about that the other day, you and I, just how much this really has impacted and changed your life. It's gotten you to a point now where you're much more social. You've got friends.
Correct, and I'm very athletic now. I used to be really skinny, so my mom never worried about me gaining weight. But now I'm still gaining weight, but it helps me stay involved and stay athletic.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's so absolutely wonderful how many aspects of your life this has changed, and I'm sure so many others out there as well.
Correct. My best friend, Abby Abel, she's the point guard for Purdue this year. She might not start. She broke her nose. I just want to give her a shout out. Say hey, get better. And I met her from Unified Track, and we became best friends. And she went to Carmel, I went to Noblesville, and we know how big that rival is.
Now, she's a spokesperson too, isn't she?
Kinda. She's like my partner, so she travels with me and speaks with me if I need, she's like my partner athlete. So she's like, when I went to New Jersey, she went with me. When I went to LA, she went with me. So I went to road games this summer, and I went to national games last summer. So
wow, okay.
I've been really fortunate to be able to go.
Yeah. Well, I just can't tell you, it's such a pleasure to talk with you and to learn so much more about Special Olympics and how it's impacted your life, and just hearing about your goals and ambitions. I'm really excited. I can't wait to hear more later on when you come back and tell me some more stuff that you've got going on.
Correct. And as everybody's here, listening and saying, hey, I can't make a difference. You can make a difference. It might take smiling at someone or saying the correct words to them and respecting them. Do not use the R word, and just respecting them all around. It would mean a lot.
Absolutely. And that is good advice for every single one of us watching or listening to this show. Thank you for saying that. Thank you so much for being on with me here, Mitch. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So we are actually all out of time for today, but I know I, for one, really enjoyed this interview, and I hope that everybody else did too. And I thank you so much for tuning in today, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.